All right, cool. Let me see. Can you guys hear me now? Are we good now? We should be good now. All right. So hey, welcome to Seven Figure Friday. What's up? My name's Ryan McMorris from RyanMcMorris.com. Welcome to we own a company called Intentional Lifestyle. All right, where we help entrepreneurs truly build a business of their dreams using the internet and create a lifestyle that they love. Now, every single Friday, we bring in another seven-figure earner, somebody that's made seven figures. Welcome to the 2 Comma Club, all right? We call it 2 Comma Friday, okay? And you can come ask some questions, hang out. We're going to interview them. We're going to break it down real quick and see what's going on. In today's show, we've got my man, my good friend, Vince Reed, the traffic master Reed. So as soon as Vince pops on, we'll invite him on. So say what's up with me. All right, yeah, so we had a little bit of technical issue in the beginning, but you can hear me now. So I see Evelyn on here. Hey, what's up, Evelyn? See Brian Austin. What's up, dude? Heard you're out there doing big things, man. Love to see it. Napoleon, what's up, bro? Charisse, Stephanie, what's up? Stephanie, she was excited about Vince. She was like, oh my God, Vince Reed. Ah! So Stephanie was pumped up. Michael's on. What's up, dude? Who else we got? Hardy, what's up, man? See a lot of intentional lifestyle people on. What's up? What's up, my friends? So as soon as Vince pops on, we will we'll introduce him and we'll get him rocking. I'm actually going to text him right now. And let's see here. And let's see. All right. So as soon as Vince pops on, we'll get him on. But let me know. He's a traffic master. He's the guy that, he's just, the traffic dude. So if you're looking to get more traffic to your network marketing business, to your videos, all that stuff, he knows how to do it. If you're looking to get more leads, we're going to talk about his book, Internet Traffic and Leads. Really awesome book. I've read it. Really, really amazing stuff. But what questions do you got for Vince? So go ahead. Let's see what kind of questions you guys are going to have for Vince. And as soon as he pops on here, all right, if technology allows us to, right, you guys know how technology can be sometimes, right? But if technology allows us to get blessed by Vince Reed's amazing presence today, then we'll have him on the show. All right. So tell me what questions you guys have. And then what I want to do is I want to just get the chants going, right? Like get the chants going, Vince. So let's just see in the comment section that chant just get going. All right. I just want to see it. I just want to see y'all get crunk and get ready for it. The Vince Reed. Vince is a dude that he'll just bring the anticipation, right? So we'll wait for him. So start the chant. And as always, guys, let us know that you're liking this with emojis and love and shares. All right, that's what we want today. So let Vince know that you're digging it with those emojis. All right, so I'm gonna make him. All right, as soon as he pops on here, we'll rock and roll. All right, so let's see where are those chants at. I love Vince too. Oh my God. So Charisse is a fan. Everybody just loving Vince. Alexandra, what's up? Alexandra, what's going on? All right, so we'll give Vince a couple more minutes. Let me see where he's at. Everyone's waiting on Vince Reed. No one shows up for me like this and just waits and just sits in front of their phone. But it'll be damned. Vince Reed pops on the show, and we'll have some fun. So Stephanie wants to know. All right, cool. That's a good question. So again, ask your questions right now, and then we can see some questions. We'll get this interview going as soon as Vince pops on. All right, so let me see where he's at. Let's see where he's at. You know what? I'm just gonna invite him. Hey, what's up, Krishana? What's up? What's going on, people? So let's see. While we wait on Vince, what can we do while we wait on Vince? Again, I'll buy some time. Vince is usually a punctual guy too. He's always an on-time dude. So hopefully he's all right. and hopefully everything's going good. So so we can rock. So Tyson's here, Candace is here, got Annabelle here. What's up, Philip? I see you, man. What's going on? Ainsley's here. Pamela, what's going on? Everybody's ready for Vince Reed, right? Vince, right? Get him, hit him up. Tell him, like, hey, dude, we're waiting on you, man. The crowd is here. Let's see. All right, so I don't see him on here yet. Where's Vince? I mean, we're playing the game now. We're playing the game of where is Vince Reed? Has anybody seen Vince Reed? So if you're watching the recording, hang with us, all right, because we'll have Vince on in a second. People are chanting for him. People are wanting to bring him out. So he'll be here any minute now. What's up, Philip? What's up, dude? I don't know, guys. Do you think Vince ditched us? Do you think he ditched us today? Oh, is that what he's doing? I feel you. So apparently Vince is finishing up in the iLeads group, which is one of his groups, which I'm sure we'll talk about today, and then we'll get him over here. So Vince is a very busy dude. All right, trust me, I know what it means to get caught up training. You know, once you get on a roll, it's kind of like that. So maybe what's going to happen is, since Vince is training his group right now, it looks like, if Philip is telling us correctly, right, and Vince is training his group right now, he's probably going to come over here fired up, right? So yeah, maybe we'll get Vince fired up, Vince, and you know, he'll really lay down some good stuff for us too. Sound good? If you would like that, if y'all want to see that, Vince, pop a number 1 in the comment section, because that's what's going to happen. I know it. If I know anything about my buddy Vince, he's about to bring some fire. All right. So let's see. Brian says, yeah, I want that. The brimstone Vince. That's what we're looking for. Brittany Keller. Everybody's waiting. I like, Friday is a good day for some anticipation. So again, hey, make sure you're letting those emojis go. All right. Let's see. Maybe he'll show up if we pop some of those heart emojis. So let's see if he'll pop on if we start popping some of those heart emojis. We'll see. Yeah, Philip said fire it up. Cool. Good question. Sheree says, I want to know what inspired you to write this book. I have a feeling I know the answer to that. That's a good question. I want to hear that too. And actually, if you haven't read the book, I think he actually talks about that in the book on what was his inspiration to actually to write that thing. So we'll give it, let's see, guys, should we? All right, they're telling, Rhonda says, let's roll. Hey, I'm not the one rolling today, Rhonda. We're waiting on the man. I'm just the one rolling with the man today. I don't have all the answers today, my friend. I'm waiting to roll too. So we'll wait a couple more minutes, and then we'll see if we can, if we can't get them on here, then we may have our first 7-figure Friday bust. And we don't want that to happen. We've been on a roll for almost probably more than 2 months now, rocking 7-figure Friday with 7-figure earners, right? We can't have a 7-figure bust, can we? That's not gonna happen. What? That's not gonna, no shot. That can't happen. No way. You just want to interview me? You guys got questions prepared for me? Stephanie said y'all used to just interview me. I don't know. It may happen. I don't know. If you guys got questions for me, I mean, I'm no Vince Reed, of course. I don't know. I'm not, the Vince Reed. However, I'm doing all right. I'm doing okay. What's up, Seth? What's up, dude? Everybody came to see Vince, bro. Everybody came to see Vince. I invited everybody. All right, yo. So let me see. All right, so he hasn't seen my text, and I don't know. You guys want to do a Q&A with me, and then we'll see if Vince pops on? Rhonda says Q&A. Pop a number 2 if you just want. If you mean, I know. Again, of course, I know. Leaving you guys hanging. No Vince Reed, right? All right, boo. Get him up. Boo. Get Ryan off the stage. Get Ryan. Get him out of here. Get Ryan off the stage. Boo. Right? Is that what we're getting for the crowd? Boos? Or you guys wanna have fun and we can do maybe we'll do a potential 7-figure Friday. How's that? A potential 7-figure Friday. Because I haven't made 7 figures yet. However, we're on a pretty damn good pace. And I'm pretty proud to say that. We're doing the right stuff. We're doing the right stuff. We're helping the right people. We're getting around the right people, and it's a lot of fun. So this may turn into a potential 7-figure Friday, which if you guys are cool with that, again, I don't want to keep you guys waiting and keep you guys in anticipation. We may just have to reschedule Vince. I'm not sure. But apparently he has not seen my message, and we're 10 minutes in. So we're 10 minutes into this thing, and there's not been any value dropped, and that's just I'm not cool with that. So let's do it. If you guys got questions, fire them away, and then we'll hang out for another 20 minutes. How's that? So Bino, what's up, dude? Leslie, hey, what's going on? I see Donnie on here. Shelly, what's going on? All right, cool. So let's do it. Let's do it. Fire some questions at me. We'll do a potential 7-figure Friday thing. We'll hang out for another 15 minutes. I'll answer some questions, be as candid and open as possible with you. We'll treat this just like it was a coaching call. So if there's something that we can help in your business, if you have something that there's a question or there's some type of thing that you just want to get off your chest, or I don't know, right, situation that you're going through, pop it in the comment section. We'll do a quick Q&A, all right, little free coaching Friday. How's that? Sound good to you guys? So pop a number 2 if that's cool with you, and let's get this thing on the road. How's that? How's that? That sounds good? Let's rock. You're more than free to go. You're more than free to go. All right, so what is my favorite lead generation strategy? That's a good question. Honestly, man, my favorite lead generation strategy, and this is something that I honestly don't think most people will do, but my favorite lead generation strategy is still hands down webinars. All right. To this day, I don't believe there's a better lead generation strategy than doing a live webinar. All right. So okay, cool. So this is actually a great question by Emilio. And if you go out again, so we were here to really promote Vince today and promote his book. So we'll still do that. All right. So we'll still do that. We're going to give you guys some type of special today. But, since we can't do a special today, if you do want this book, Internet Traffic and Leads with my man, Vince Reed, feel free to go to Amazon and grab this book. It's an amazing book, one of my favorite books. One thing in this book, so Emilio just asked, what's my favorite lead generation strategy? And the cool thing about this is, so right in the smack dab, like beginning of the book, really cool math that Vince does about how to make $60,000 per week. Okay, so pop a number 3 in the comment section if you want to go over this little. It's an amazing thing in here. It's just about an easy way or the simplest way to make $60,000 a week. And I know for some of you, you're gonna be like, whoa, like I can't even like think of that amount of money. That to me, it just doesn't even make any sense. However, but I mean, just what if you were able to get it like a little bit right, like 1% right? 1% of $60,000 a week. You're popping $6,000 a week. You're doing pretty good, right? So the cool thing about this, and this is why I say my favorite strategy is webinars, is because if you get 1,000 leads at $3 a click, 30% show up to a webinar, 10% buy a $9.97 product or service, okay? That's what, like $30,000? And then you double your sales by follow-up and webinar replay, rinse and repeat. That's one webinar a week, okay? So I'll do it over again just so you can just kind of hear it again, okay? Here's just a simple preview of what you'll discover as you race through this book. 1,000 leads a week at $3 per click. So obviously you're going to have to pay $3,000 per week, okay, to get people to your webinar. But here's my thing. Most people just won't do webinars because they're out of fear. So then so the person that says, I'm just too afraid to do webinars, I'll say, okay, cool. I didn't know that you were a type of person that let fear drive you and make your decisions. I just didn't know that was you. I thought I could have coined you as somebody that said, oh, webinars, okay, cool. Let me go learn how to do and master webinars. So again, you're going to be spending $3,000 a week. 30% of those 1,000 people show up. So that means 300 people show up to your webinar. 10%, so 30 people buy a $9.97 product or service, whatever it is. A lot of times for those people that are affiliates out there, you may have a $9.97 product that someone else made that you make 100% or 75% or 80%. And then all you do is have a replay of that webinar sent out to your list, or promote the replay, follow up with people that didn't buy on the webinar, and you'll make another $30,000. So that's a formula to make $60,000 per week. And I'm telling you guys, if you just start doing webinars, yeah, of course, you're not going to start out, spending $3,000 per week. You can scale it up. You may spend $30 a week, and then you may spend $100 a week, and then 200, and then 250, and then so you're getting to a place where you're doing this type of thing. But webinars are awesome because people have to put in their email address, and people love to show up to live stuff. And then if you can have a good converting webinar that you put on auto, all right, people still love to show up. When it looks live, people still love to show up to it. So I'm missing questions here, so I'll keep rocking. That way I don't miss questions. But again, webinars are my favorite way. My second favorite way is to give some type of like tangible PDF that is showing somebody step by step how to do something that if they didn't opt in, they'd be stupid. Okay, so that's my favorite thing. And honestly, you can actually take like a webinar, put it into a PDF, and you can see which one does better in terms of like what people want to opt into more. So in terms of lead generation, if that makes sense to you, and if you had kind of an aha moment, pop the number 4 in the comment section. So realize that like you could have a webinar, right? And you could take those slides and basically put it into a 10-page PDF that someone wants to download for free. And you may take the entire webinar and turn it into an ebook, have it composed into an ebook that you may sell for $7 or $14. I mean, I'm telling you, like it's that easy. If you find out what people want, put it in a webinar, put it in a PDF, and then just give it to them, but just make them trade their information for it. It's that simple. Let me see here. So I don't mind them, but would love to make them more fun and with my personality at the same time. I'm giving value. So Cindy, everyone, a lot of people are in that place. The thing that you got to do, Cindy, is you got to actually do the first one. Like you'll start having more fun. You'll start implementing your personality more as you go. I mean, you usually don't see someone do their first webinar and it's like amazing and perfect and their personality just flows through and like, everything is, you're just having fun. You usually don't see that on someone's first webinar. So in order to actually get to the place where you have fun on your webinars and your personality shines through and you're just having a blast and just life is just, right? Like you've actually got to get to the place where you've done more webinars. So just do them. Like tell people you're doing them, where you got to show up. I'm telling you, Wes and I were just talking about this. Webinars is probably the most profitable action that you could be doing on a weekly basis. But no one is going to rarely anybody's going to do it. And then the other people that say they won't take the time to develop the skill set to keep getting better at them. What's a good budget to begin your home-based business? I would say at least $200 a month, $200 to $500 a month, anywhere between there. Because you can kind of depend on what you want to do. I mean, depending on how you want to run your home business, you should at least have a $200 to $500 marketing budget, whether you're marketing your business with like flyers offline, whether you're paying for a booth, whether you're paying for webinars, whether you're paying for ad traffic or whatever it is. I don't think a solid home business can be run with zero ad dollars in some capacity. You know what I mean? You can probably still be successful in my eyes. Yes, you can, because there are people out there that, hey, dude, I built this business and zero ad dollars. But oh man, it's like if you can leverage money and your time, you put yourself in a much better position to win. You know what I mean? So for me, when we coach people, we tell them it's either you're going to leverage time or you're going to leverage money. In my opinion, I would rather leverage both. I'm going to leverage my time with prospecting and talking to people, and I'm also going to leverage money in terms of advertising so I can get my message in front of more people. That way, when I am talking to people, it's much more effective. So I would say, if you're one of the biggest things with network marketing is most people they just don't want to learn marketing. And then it's half the damn word, right? It's half the damn phrase. So the quicker you can learn marketing, the better you can learn marketing, the more effective you can get around people that actually understand marketing. The quicker you're probably going to have results in your business. So did you do webinars to sell your network marketing product before you had your own coaching business? Yes, I did. I've done a ton of webinars for various network marketing projects, and they were very effective. Again, you attract people to webinars by solving a problem. Okay, that's it. You get people to a webinar. You say, hey, look, here's a problem. I feel like you may have that problem. If so, or if you know somebody else that may have this problem that you love, you may want to show up to this webinar. Boom, we solved the problem. The only difference I would say when it comes to like network marketing webinars and like selling a product and coaching webinars is the fact in network marketing, when you're doing a network marketing webinar, you don't want to be like, most people want to be impressive in network marketing webinars, whereas I just want to like really just kind of like read the slides, you know what I mean? Because you really can't say the wrong thing to the right person. You're not going to say, the right thing to the wrong person. Anybody that shows up is really the right person. They showed up to the webinar for some reason, right? So if you feel me there, Papa number 5. But on a network marketing webinar, my goal is to leave people with the feeling of like, holy shit, I can do this too. This guy's doing it, and all he's doing is just popping on his computer and reading the damn slides. I didn't even see his face. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty powerful. What's up? What's up, Pop? I see you, man. I see you. What's up? You have to spend money to make more money. You know what? You don't have to spend money to make more money. I don't believe that. I don't mean to call you out, Rachel, but I'm here to help you. And honestly, guys, you don't have to spend more money to make more money. You just got to provide more value and get it in front of other people. If you have to spend money to get that value in front of other people, or more people, then yes, that's one thing. However, money isn't a correlation with money. Money is a correlation with value, and the sooner you can grab that and understand that, and truly embrace the fact that it doesn't take money to make money. It takes true value. And a lot of people that I see online, offline, especially in this network marketing space, what's going on is you're trying to determine what's valuable instead of letting your audience determine what's valuable. And that's the big thing, right? Like if most people just don't listen enough to their audience. Okay. Most people just don't listen enough. They're not listening to what their audience is saying because they're so focused on themselves. They're so focused on, well, I want to do this and this and this, and I want to rank up, and I want to drive this car, and I want this house, which is perfectly fine. Okay. It's perfectly fine. But if you want to make more money, provide more value. The amount of money that you're making is in direct correlation to the amount of value that you put into the marketplace. If you put in $10,000 worth of value into the marketplace every single day, Just imagine this. If you put in $10,000 worth of value that someone else deems, not you, into the marketplace every single day, you'll make $10,000 a day. You just have to position yourself to do that. But if you're saying, hey, this is worth $1,000, and if I find 10 people to do it, that's awesome. But if they're not saying that, then it's null and void. Okay. Yeah. I do think you just got to find a way to get your stuff in front of people. And to answer the question around advertising, I would be spending at least $200 to $500 every single month. Because at the end of the day, again, you want to leverage either time or money. We went on a field trip this morning with our son, and it was cool to know that, I've got stuff working for me. I've got marketing working for me while I'm going through this corn maze and pumpkin patch with a bunch of toddlers. So, but good stuff. I like the conversation. I like it. It's fun, cool. I'm down with it. I can dig it. All right. So what else we got? Who's got another question? Let's fire away. Fire away. We'll take a couple more. I know we missed a little bit, so I apologize. I apologize that we'll figure out what happened to Vince. Hopefully he's okay. Philip said he was running in he was going in his group, so we'll figure out what happened there. I'm sure I'll talk to him, and we'll maybe be able to get him back on. All right. So we'll keep you updated on Vince's status. Right there. So we'll take another one. Who's got another question? Who's got another one? That was fun. Good question. Good question. Spurred a good conversation. Hopefully it got you going. Hopefully it got your head thinking a little bit. Again, guys, remember, one of the things that I was going to ask Reed that I really thought could help the audience was, getting you to a place where you understand that spending ad dollars is about spending more money, not spending less money. Okay, so your ad dollars are supposed to put you in a position that you can spend more money. Okay, not so you can spend less money. I think that's one of the first and biggest lessons that you can learn if you're saying, okay, cool, I want to start spending some money on some type of marketing in some way. I got to understand that, hey, I can't be attached to that money. And you're not. And another big thing is when you're advertising, the ad dollars aren't supposed to pay you back. You're paying for information. Understand that. If you're spending money on advertising right now, I want you to say this in the comment section. I'm paying for information. That's what you're paying for. You're paying for information. You're gathering information. You're saying, oh, okay, cool. I paid $100 for this information to determine whether or not the audience likes this, they love this, they hate this, whatever it is. I don't see Stephanie's question above. So let me see. I'm missing. The questions are kind of flying in. So if you want to copy and paste that again, I can try to find it. You may want to just pop it in again because it looks like it went away. So if you pop it in again, I can find it, but it works backwards on here. So the questions they flow down instead of up. So Cindy asked, what do I mean by information? So when I pay for advertising, I'm paying to see what people like. I'm paying to see what people don't like. I'm paying to see the response. I'm paying to see what's going on in terms of an audience and what they like, what they don't like, what how they respond, what was their best answer. I'm paying to see how long someone views something. There's a lot of information that can be gathered, but really, a lot of people think, oh man, I don't want to waste money advertising. There is no wasted money advertising because if you figure out something that doesn't work, or if you pay for something that didn't work, you literally just paid to find out that it didn't work. Therefore, now it doesn't work, so you can't waste any money on it anymore. So you now know that it won't work. So Vince just hit me up on 12:30. So I'm pretty sure. Okay. Hold on. You just hit me up. All right, cool. So, all right. So Stephanie says, at what point in your career did you feel like things started clicking? Got a good strategy going, followers, money, etc. You felt like you found your sweet spot. Man, so this is my 4th year at the end of oh shit. This is great. Oh man, I'm gonna be on the road. Hold on 1 second. Vince is hitting me up. So let's see what he's got going on. All right. So there was a miscommunication on Eastern and Pacific. So oops, miscommunication there. Sorry guys. Philip told him. Hold on. Let me pop this to him. All right. So for me, honestly, when it comes to like the breakthrough moments of like, man, like when did I start to see things kind of turn around? Probably like 2 years in. So I'm at the end of my 4th year, and I would say like, so January will be 4 complete years for me in this industry. And I would say at the end of like 2 years, and that was like 700 days of absolute hustle. Like there wasn't any like days off. I was going every day, working a full-time job, just had a baby. Let's see, Vince is on here now. Let's see where he's at. Let me pop him on here. Let's see. There he is. So, yo, what's up, dude? You're muted. Oh, you're muted, bro. Hold up. Let me unmute you. I may have to unmute you. All right. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I blame you. You told me Pacific time, not Eastern time. Now you got me looking like I don't show up for my appointments.
Dude, and I know that if there's one thing that's about Vince Reed, it's punctual, because it's in here. I know.
Oh man. I was actually going live in another group in our private community, and someone was like, "You're supposed to be somewhere else," and I'm like, "What?" So, anyways, we made it. What's up?
Hey man, that's the beautiful thing about being an entrepreneur.
we make it happen, right?
That's what's up, man. So hey, so Philip,
you still want to do it? We want to reschedule. I can come back.
No, man, we're good.
Okay, cool.
Hey, yeah. So hey,
all right.
We got Vince. So Philip says the king is here. The king is here.
Oh, come on now.
King is
come
here.
on, man. I'm just trying to, just trying to keep up with you young cats out there.
I'm trying to keep up with you, man. Every time I see a Jaguar, I'm like, man. And I'm like, no, conservative.
Yeah. I should listen to that advice too. Sure.
All right, man. Yo, so I know you're probably time is limited because we got off schedule. But yo, man, I appreciate you popping on, man. I know we had a little bit of a miscommunication. I know that West Coast East Coast thing,
Yeah, it's still causing problems.
All right, man. Yo, so I had some questions for you lined up, man. So for those of you that don't know Vince Reed, let me introduce this guy to you guys. Vince Reed is the traffic guru. All right, he is. When it comes to internet leads and traffic, this guy is the guru. Nobody stands above. Okay, this guy knows what to do when it comes to ad dollars, ad traffic. This dude he's the epitome of what a guru is and mastering something. And I had the pleasure of meeting this guy 2 years ago. He's just a class act. I love the guy to death. Amazing husband, awesome father. When you get to know this dude, just awesome friend, mentor, man. The list goes on with Vince Reed. So if you don't know Vince Reed, reach out to him. He's an amazing guy. And hey, this guy could be on 7 Figure Friday like 100 times over. This dude's made some. He's not just made seven figures, multiple seven figures in our industry, but he's created multiple seven-figure earners, and that's impressive, my man. Impressive.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, and I'm very, very proud of you, honestly. Seriously, bro. I posted about you in our group. I've seen you come up. I remember the first time we met, and you know, I actually literally I just was talking about you in we have a private community, and I was like, someone mentioned your name. I'm supposed to be on this podcast later. Then I was thinking in my head, oh shoot, I'm supposed to be on there now maybe. But anyways, what I said was, you said one day, and I showed the post. You said one day I'm gonna be on stage. You never, you know, begged, you didn't ask for anything. You just grinded. I gave you one tip. I said consistency. That's all I told you, which I believe to this day is one of the most important characteristics of growing anything of success. It's just to be crazy consistent. It doesn't mean you have to do something every day. If you commit to every week, just do it every week. If it's once a month, just do it every month. But you did that, man, and I'm very proud of you. You know, I know you're going to continue. I know you're just getting started, but everything that you've got, you've earned. And that's the most important part, man. And I tell people all the time, there's two ways in the club. You can buy your way in, or you can produce your way in. So you can pay somebody a lot of money to now you're their sidekick, or you can gain their respect by just grinding and producing your way in. In my opinion, you produce your way in, and I respect those individuals. So keep crushing, man.
I will, man. I'm right behind you, man. You know, just running, man. So I appreciate what you do, man. I mean, I feel so gracious and so full of gratitude. You know, man, that top earner event, I wasn't even supposed to be there, man. Like, but I was supposed to be there, you know. But I mean, the friendships that have come out of that one event, man, have blossomed into so much, and I appreciate everything you do, man. It's amazing. So,
no problem.
But Wes wanted me to give you a message, bro. She said that we need to link up, go to a Lakers game, Christmas Day Lakers game. So,
man, you're gonna make me cry, man. That's, you know how I am about my Lakers. Anything Lakers, man. You know I'm there.
so before we get on all the stuff everybody else wants to hear, you know. So what's up? You think the Lakers got a shot this year with
playoffs?
You think so?
We're going to the playoffs this year. You know, I in my imagination, we're winning the championship, but I'll just let me get to the playoffs. I'll be happy. We've had a rough few years, but I'm ride or die, man. Win, lose, or draw. So.
I feel you, man. I feel you. So, you know, this is just my opinion. I may be a little biased, but I mean, I truly do think athletes make the best entrepreneurs. That's just me. I don't know. You know, I just think that athletes, we just do this entrepreneur thing pretty good. Now, you played at CU, right? At Colorado, right?
Yes.
Man, awesome. And I love the fact, I mean, it almost made me teary-eyed because it brought me back. I was drafted by the Dodgers, and you know, I had no idea about network marketing when I was playing baseball, and I don't know if you had any idea about the home business industry either when you were playing sports. But I mean, we're in such a cool place, but no one really talks to us about what could have been, what could have been, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, did anybody even like come to you when you were playing about like, hey man, you know, this could be a good fit for you? No one even opened their mouth?
No, man, I never heard of network marketing or internet or anything like until that day when the mortgage industry collapsed, and I went on the internet to find a job, and I saw an ad on Google, on Craigslist, that said make money on Google. That was the first exposure I ever had to online marketing. I think I had heard of network marketing, but I had the negative stigmatism about it, like it's a pyramid thing. I didn't really know, and I think my brother had been in them, and I was like, I'm not doing that, you know what I mean, like type of thing. But I will answer your question. I hands down think athletes have an advantage in business. Yes. And I think it's because of the adversity that we have to go through as athletes on a daily basis. Just having a coach be in a bad mood one day and just walk in and curse you out for no reason. And like, you know, I had a coach that no matter what would happen, it was like his whole thing was no excuses. Like, and I told the story before, like if the ball was thrown too high or if the quarterback dropped the ball, it was my fault. Like literally, excuse, like it's excuse. That's what he would say. And to this day, those types of things in business, and I see people give in to little things that don't even really mean, that aren't even that serious. They make it a big deal. And I'm like, until you've had a coach, curse you out 10 times before breakfast and make you do bear crawls all day long, and you think you're going to play in the game, but you don't see the field, you don't know why, and there's all these things that happen. You're just like, gosh, what is going on? Like, business is easy,
right?
So I do think entrepreneurs have a major advantage over everyone else because we just can deal with so much. We just know how to deal with it.
I feel you, man. I'm right there, man.
Right.
Dude, so obviously, big topic of the day is this amazing book, by the way, man. Bro, I mean, you really just put your foot in this book. Like, I'm telling you guys, I don't know what Vince has planned, but hey, this is an amazing book. One of the things I love about this book, dude, is you go back to the topic of mastery 100 times. I mean, and I don't know if you feel like some people may overlook that, but I mean, when you hammer down mastery, like, what's mastery mean to you, and what advice would you give to the audience about like where you were coming from, I guess, when you like why you went to mastery so many times?
I was interviewing my buddy Billy Jean the other day, and I was asking him why his videos are way over the top.
Yeah.
And he said it came from his insecurities. Like, meaning he felt, whether it was his race or whatever reason, that he had to make everything that much more over the top for people to trust and believe in what it is that he was trying to share. And I think for me, same exact thing. Like, I knew for me, and I'm not saying it was a racial thing or whatever, I just wanted people to know that I knew what the heck I was talking about, period. Like, and I was going to do it or die trying. So I would watch the gurus out there. I would watch the other people doing it. And I would say, okay, I'd learn from it, but I'd say, how can I take this information and how can I just do it better?
Right.
And that's what I do to this day. And I think that with marketing, and this includes sports, it's the only thing, like I don't know about you, but I loved sports. I loved playing football. Yeah. It doesn't even come close to business for me personally. And the reason why is because with sports, I knew at one point it was going to come to an end.
Right.
Business, I feel like it's just getting started. Like, I can't wait to see myself at 60 or 70. Like, what's going to happen? Right.
Yeah, I mean, because we see all the, like John Maxwell, and like, when you're going the right direction, that literally there is no retirement. And I think that's an amazing point, because as an athlete, as a smart athlete, I think you got to know that the retirement's coming at some point.
Exactly.
Because your body just won't hold up. But it's an amazing thing in this business that if we find our path, and I think that's huge too, if you got to find your path and your lane, there is no retirement.
Absolutely. So with mastery, I just knew that whether I was the master at it today, that I would be in the future. And then once I started feeling like I had a grasp on it, what makes me excited every day is the fact that I'm always learning something new and learning more. And that was one of the reasons why I had a company we sold a few years ago, where I kind of branched out and I said, I felt like I wasn't growing enough. That was one of the major reasons for me kind of branching out and doing what I'm doing today. I felt like there was more people that I could serve. I felt like there was more people that I wanted to meet. I felt I wanted to write that book.
Right.
There was other things that I wanted to do that I just wasn't in position to do. And I wanted to grow. And I think that I think growth is mastery. You're never going to know everything. I don't care if I ever become a billionaire, then maybe you can say I've mastered everything, maybe, but that's kind of my take on that.
You said you want to own the Lakers, right?
And it's gonna take a couple billion nowadays. I mean, the Rockets just sold for $2 billion. So I'm like looking at that. I'm like, okay, well, maybe not. Maybe I just give me a share.
Right.
Same thing.
Go back to the drawing board real quick.
Right.
So I want to pick something out of there that you said. So so I know. I mean, when I was going through your book, the list of people that you've hired, worked with, mentored under. Amazing list, and I was really impressed because some of those people I didn't know, and I was like, ooh, I need to like that needs to be somebody I kind of get in their scope, you know what I mean, and get in their circle. But you said that there were certain things you'd learn, and then you're like, hey, how can I do it better than this person? So I'm curious, man. I feel like a lot of people that do go out, hire mentors, get coaches, they don't take that step of saying, you know what, I can do this better than them. You know, this limiting belief of like, you know what, this person isn't just above me. I can do it better. I have the ability to do that. So was that something that you always thought, or is this something that you developed, or it just kind of came across one day? You're like, you know what, I can do this better.
You know, I don't necessarily know if I think in my head I'm gonna do it better than them. What I think in my head is I'm gonna find an angle to whatever they're teaching me to 10x the result that they were expecting from me, or the result that I was expecting from myself.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like, how can I take that information and what can I squeeze from it? Like, you know, it's like blogging, right? So someone like, you know, obviously Ray, I've hired Ray before.
Yeah.
Blog was doing 50 leads a day, met Ray, blog starts doing millions of dollars. So clearly he helped me with my blog. But if you were to ask me, well, how did he really help you with your blog? It wasn't just about being consistent with just consistently blogging. It was making sure when I did do a blog, making sure that my existing contacts or list saw it, right? And then driving massive amounts of traffic to it. And then everybody that saw the content, making sure that they were in front of it, of the next piece every week.
Right.
And then making sure that those people were exposed to other things that I was doing. So one person might say, oh, he just blogged. But my point is, that's what I mean by you take one thing and you figure out, how can I take this and squeeze every piece of value out of it? Right. And that's kind of my approach with anything that I learn, and that I take from mentors.
No, that's awesome, man. That's awesome, dude. I got some. So I wanted to kind of ask you this, man, because people were kind of asking this, so it's a great question. I mean, what are some misconceptions that you feel like network marketers kind of have around traffic and lead generation? So, like, what are some things that you're seeing, mistakes, that type of thing that you're seeing kind of, you know, in our industry that people are making that they could change to up the leads?
Absolutely. Well, I think that network marketers' approach is wrong.
Okay.
Unlike a lot of marketing gurus or people teaching traffic, I actually built network marketing companies.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's where I started. I'm talking tens of thousands. I was the #1 distributor in a company using traffic strategies. And there aren't a lot of traffic gurus out there that have ever grown a 2-person team, let alone 20,000 people, right? Yeah. So for me, I understand it. But here's what I did. I never looked at it like network marketing. I looked at it like business.
Okay.
So, for example, if you're in network marketing, you need to look at it as if you were hired by a company to sell a product, like you were a sales rep for the company. I don't care if you were going in there to work for Johnson & Johnson or some other company. You're a sales rep and your job is to sell that product. If that was your job, that's what your job, if you had to sell whatever number of units or you were fired, what would you do?
Right.
That's how you have to be thinking about the network marketing company.
Right.
Because if you did that, you would sell the product. And then when the person bought the product, pick up the phone and say, hey, congratulations, you bought the product. Do you like it? Did you know that you could actually do that and teach them what you did? You flip it. It becomes about selling the product. So for me, I always realized that it didn't really matter what I was actually selling. People only really cared about how they could actually sell it to. So what I meant by that is, if I were selling rubber bands, if I was in a network marketing company and our product was rubber bands, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, bro.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And I knew where all the new companies that were forming corporations were going to buy their rubber bands, and I could put my products in front, or myself in front of the people that were actively looking to buy rubber bands, and I could show the people how to do that, then people would want to get started with me, because it didn't matter. They would make money because people were looking to buy rubber bands. That's my point. But when most network marketers get into it, it's a ground floor opportunity. They try to like pitch all this stuff to try to sell the person versus saying, let me step back. There are people right now looking for this product. If it's weight loss, if it's health, if it's technology, there's people Googling, searching for this solution. Be there. And when you're there, figure out how you can teach the person who bought the product how they can do it too. And that was always my approach to it.
Right. And it's ironic, last week And I love the two angles because you're kind of like, the hip new, guy, and it's just, and we had Robert Hollis on last week, and old school guy, traveled with guys like Jim Rohn and all that stuff, and trained with all those guys. And ironically enough, what are network marketers doing wrong? They're not learning marketing the right way. They're just not learning marketing. And he had the same thing to say is, I learned how to put my product in front of people that were looking for it even 30 years ago. And it's the same thing today. So that's huge. That's huge. So okay, cool. So what else we got here? So I thought this was a good question. How can someone get over the fear of spending ad dollars? I feel like that's a big thing. So how do you help people that come to you? They know, okay, cool, I'm going to learn some ad strategies, but hey, I've still got that fear of spending money. So what are some kind of like switches in the brain that someone can kind of move around to say, hey, I can think a little differently about spending ad dollars?
Absolutely. Well, I don't talk about a lot of the clients I work with, but in this case, I'm going to talk about one because you guys probably know him. One of my clients who works with me one-on-one is Mark Harbert.
Okay, yeah, I know Mark.
And before Mark started working with me, I do a call like we're doing now, and I figure out what's going on, and he tells me how much money he's spending on ads. And I told him, I'm like, if you want to hire me, you got to spend $500 a day, and you got to do everything that I'm telling you. And of course, his eyes are like freaked out. $500 a day? Are you freaking kidding me?
Right.
Long story short, he ends up doing around $73,000 that month. All right, now you do the math: $500 a day, $73,000 that month.
Right.
Okay, so, but his list just quadrupled.
Right.
Now he's doing all types of other stuff. So sometimes not spending money is actually what's keeping you broke. Wow. And people don't realize that. And the other way you have to look at it is, all the people that you probably watch on the internet, the people that are running the ads, they're doing it. Like,
right.
If it wasn't working, they wouldn't be doing it. Now, with that being said, you've got to find someone who can help you structure it right. I'm not telling you just go out there and start spending thousands of dollars. Do what Mark did. Hire someone who can show you how to make it profitable for you. Right, because the chances are maybe your funnel isn't set up to allow you to even spend money to profit. Somebody needs to be able to tell you that, right? I knew his funnel was set up after some of the basic things that we helped him do. And by all means, I'm not taking credit for him. He already had the pieces. He just was limited in that same thing, afraid to basically invest. I've had the same conversation with a lot of other people in our space, and they can't get over it. And that's the advantage. I'm able to get more customers. I'm able to generate more leads. I'm able to drive more revenue because I'm spending more. I'm investing more in myself.
Right.
But I learned how to do it the right way. So this is what I'll tell you. To answer your question, you just have to have faith and trust and understand, like, for example, the Ray Higdons of the world spending probably $50,000 to $100,000 plus a month on advertising. Myself, hundreds of thousands of dollars on advertising. It works. We wouldn't be doing that if it didn't. You've got to overcome that, or you're going to stay where you are.
Yeah, I mean, Ray just showed us his numbers from the last 3 years in advertising. It's unreal, the scaling that happened over the last 3 years, and the amount of revenue that came from like just little like 5% increases. So it's like a 5% increase in ad spend, but a 50% increase in revenue. Like, I mean, the scale of like spend to revenue is unreal when it comes. So should
one other thing I'll tell you. I remember I saw Brendon Burchard speak, and he said, if you're not spending $1,000 a day on advertising, you're not advertising. So what did I do? I went home and I started spending $1,000 a day on advertising, and the business blew up. It changed.
That's awesome, man. That's incredible. That's incredible. I love it. You got to embrace that. I mean, you can't. Now? Let me just ask you this: was there fear?
There was fear, but here was the twist, and I'll tell you guys this because some of you guys might say, "Okay, give me something more." Understand the back end of your funnel. So here's the deal. Most of your money is not going to be made on the front end of your funnel. It's going to be made after the funnel. So if you just did these two things, increase your spending, which means you're going to generate more leads, which means that a person opted in for a specific reason. Another portion of your advertising has to be spent putting your offer in front of those leads. If you just did those two, most people don't advertise to their leads. They just keep trying to get more leads.
Right.
And then they depend on their follow-up to sell the product.
Right.
No. Get leads, and then your energy needs to go to those leads.
Right, right.
Because if you just got 1 or 2 of those leads to buy extra a day from the ad, then you're going to be able to make more money. So those are the two basic things to remember.
Yeah, the big thing I grabbed out of there was, you got to market to the money's made at the end of the funnel.
Right.
There's going to be more money that's made at the end of the funnel than at the beginning of the funnel. So your ad dollars should be going to the people that are moving at the end of the funnel. Right.
It's this. So basically, people work so hard to get a lead and they feel like they've won. The lead opted in they had a problem. Give them the problem.
Right.
The thing is, not everybody's going to open up an email, but they might see the ad on Facebook and be like, oh, okay. Or they keep seeing it. Okay, I got to pay attention to this now.
Right.
People just underestimate that so much.
Oh, that's heavy, man. That's heavy. So in the network marketing space, do you feel like, let's just say the person that's like just getting in, how soon is too soon, or is there too soon for someone to start, spending money on ads?
No, it's never too soon, but I would my advice would be to hire somebody that understands like it before you just start going crazy. But you should, even if you have no experience, you should try $5 or $10.
You
can't break it. Right. Exactly.
Now may not go out and spend $1,000 on Google ads and
and I'll tell you one other advantage. We talked about the athlete advantage.
Mm-hmm.
I was willing, my first campaign, I blew $1,000, which you're referring to on Google AdWords, because I had come from the mortgage industry where I was spending $50 a lead per each loan officer. I had my own mortgage company. And I would spend $50. At one point, we had 20 to 30 loan officers, and I was getting them 2 to 3 leads a day, $50 a pop.
Yeah.
So $1,000 to me was nothing, even though I didn't have it at the time because I was broke. Right. It's different than what a lot of people are coming into this space who aren't business owners, so they don't understand the scope of $1,000. Oh my God, $1,000! But to me, that was a steal. Right. I was thinking I was gonna that's all. That's how I was thinking. Right. And that has helped me today.
And that's huge, man, because I think that as network marketers, we think so small sometimes. We were at an event and this guy asked, "Hey, what's an expensive meal for 2 people?" And some people were saying $50. Some people were saying $75. And I'm like, an expensive meal for 2 people. So we put down $500. That may be if we're gonna eat out and we're gonna push it a little bit.
Right.
$100 is my threshold. I'm like, okay, this may be a little crazy for people, but we all have these different views on money. I got a speeding ticket yesterday. It was $400, but I said to myself, I'm not gonna go broke $400 at a time.
Right.
And so you have to. 5 years ago, I would have been like, holy shit, $400. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Right. So you have to start getting your brain to think on that level of, okay, so same thing you said at the beginning, think like a business owner, right?
You got to put every day I sit in the boardroom with Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, every day. I go in the boardroom and I sit there at the table with them every day.
It's heavy.
And I ask myself, how would they react? What would their decision making be? And I make decisions based on that in my head. Now, I'm not in that room yet. I know Tony Robbins is over there running his business. I'm in the table with all of them, and I'm just like, okay, what are the steps I need to take? And then I would tell you this: what I did wrong. Like, people ask me, what would I do over again? And someone asked me this earlier today, and after I answered it, I was like, I wish I would have said this. I used to think about how I could make 6 figures or $1 million. Now I think about who would buy my business for $50 million. You see what I'm saying? Like, it makes your decision making is different when you think about who would buy your company for $50 million. We've built all these different brands now since we sold the company, and we're really transitioning into more of a media company. Right. And there's all these things that we're doing because we're thinking like, who would buy our company for $50 to $100 million versus how can I make 6 figures or $1 million? Right. I promise you, your decision making will change in everything that you do.
So is that something that you took from Think and Grow Rich, the mastermind, and that?
Yeah, man. I think just all the mentors that I have. That's how they're thinking. You can't help. It's like, you show me your friends, I'll show you your future.
Oh yeah.
It's like that's just the people that I want to connect with. If they're not moving towards that route, then I'm like, hey, I'm still friends, but I want I want people that challenge me. I tell people all the time, if I tell you I made 200,000-300,000, I want my friend to be like, why didn't you make $500,000 or $1 million this month?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I want. If you're not giving me that, then that's just not where I'm at right now.
That's awesome, man. That's heavy. That's heavy. So I wanted to touch on something, because I know you've dedicated, a piece of your career to helping other people hit 7 figures. So fill out this sentence: becoming a millionaire in this space takes blank.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Becoming a millionaire in network marketing or in the online space takes blank.
Consistency.
There you go.
You know that. It's got to be consistent, man.
That's awesome.
It's not, and that's different from hard work. I mean, it's not about work. It's not about, you got to outwork everybody. You got to work smart. Let me say one thing about that. Some people think working smart means not working hard. That's not what it means. Like people work hard putting, like in the auto plant, putting cars together. Right. People work hard washing cars at the car lot. Okay. Working smart means you find something that's scalable, something that you love doing, and you do the hard work that they did at the auto plant or washing cars in that scenario. That's right. Working smart. That's awesome. People get it twisted. Oh, I'm gonna work smart and I'm not gonna do as much work. That's not, trust me, Bill Gates and all those guys are working hard. Don't think they're just sitting back doing nothing.
Right.
Richard Branson, they're working hard. They're just working smart. And I think that's the difference that I made when I started making shifts in my life and business.
Oh, that's heavy, man. That's awesome, dude. So, so I know you're on a time crunch, man. We are too. This book, I literally if I can tell you guys, like, I had an expectation for this book. Honestly, that I was like, man, I wonder if it's going to go over the top for a lot of people, because it may go with the internet leads and kind of thing. Dude, I'm telling you, the mindset stuff, the stories in this book, you literally did a phenomenal job. This is one of the best books I've ever read, man. The way you structured this book, the way you just, oh man, I love it. The way you structured it like a university, and then it just beautifully just like led to the Internet Traffic Factory. Amazing job, man. Guys, if you don't have this book, Philip said he got 2 copies. One for each hand. Is there a way for this audience to connect with you and get this book from you, bro?
Yeah, man. VinceReed.com/book. It'll take you right to Amazon. Check it out, and I'd love for you guys to give me a review. Tell me what you think.
Yeah, do it. I'm telling you guys, if there's one piece of advice that you took from this, listen to Vince. Go get this book. He literally, you should be charging $1,000 for the day.
Hey, maybe one day. One day.
If you do, I just want my cut. Man, I appreciate you coming on here, man. Guys, say thank you to Vince. Reach out to him. Even, we had a bit of a mix up on time. He squeezed us in because that's the type of guy he is. Hey, man, I'm grateful for you as a online mentor and friend. I follow in your footsteps as just as a man, as a husband, as a father, bro. Much love to you, my man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I'll catch you at an event here coming up, I'm sure. And
yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So
for sure. Same to you, man. Really appreciate it. And keep doing what you're doing. You're changing lives, man. If it's just one person, every one of these videos, that's your job. Just take that approach. Keep making it happen.
Awesome, brother. Well, hey, man, enjoy your weekend. Stay safe over there, brother. And we'll catch a Lakers game. All right, man?
We're going to do it. Take care, brother.
See you.
Later.